Hey, welcome to Off the Wall. I'm your host, Presto the Magnificent, but you can call me Preston.
And I'm Tyler the LOL boy, but you can call me Tyler.
Also joining us is our good friend, Bryant.
Hey, what's up?
And today we're talking about Tears of the Kingdom, the pros and cons of Joycons, and other random Zelda-ness. So join us on this episode of Off the Wall. Before we hop into the show, Bryant, do you have anything to promote?
Anything to promote? You should play Tears of the Kingdom. It's great.
Fair enough.
Also watch the new Spider-Man movie. I don't know why I'm promoting it. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's super good.
It is super good.
It's pretty good.
You only say it's pretty good because you haven't watched the first one.
I can say a movie's good without watching the movie before it. I liked the movie.
It's like playing Tears of the Kingdom without playing Breath of the Wild.
Which is why I'm playing Breath of the Wild. Speaking of, we can move into what we've been up to recently, what we've been playing. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild because I'm trying to beat the game before I get Tears of the Kingdom on Saturday, I'm assuming. I'm taking your copy.
Oh yeah, of course you are. Well, I'm playing on my PC. That's what I've been doing, playing Tears of the Kingdom on PC. It's great. High refresh rate, ultra wide, as it was intended to be played.
It is so...
intended by me to be played. Maybe not Nintendo.
Yeah, that's actually our post-show topic for today. I forgot to write that down, but we're going to talk about is it better to play on the PC or is it better to play on the Switch? Like Nintendo
intended.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, you're gonna have to use that.
Yeah, I'll write that down as like an episode, not an episode name, but like a segment name. That'd be a cool segment name. Yeah, as intended. I like that. Yeah. Other than Breath of the Wild, I was still feeling Zelda, so I went into the Game Boy Advance Online app and played some Minish Cap. And I got like halfway through the first dungeon. I got stuck on something, and I just left and kept playing Breath of the Wild.
Did you ever complete Ocarina of Time? Did you ever get past the first dungeon?
I beat the first dungeon. I'm halfway through the second dungeon.
Yeah. Nice. That's actually more than I've done. I remember trying to play Ocarina of Time as a kid on my cousin's his N64 copy, and yeah, I never got past the first dungeon. Then I never tried again.
I'm obviously.
I kind of want to now, though. Honestly, like after having played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like
it's still like a good game. I was surprised by how much it holds up compared to another certain 3D game that apparently shaped the generation. Mario 64.
Mario 64.
The game does not hold up at all. Sorry.
Well, I'm personally, I think I'll wait for the the PC re-release of Ocarina of Time. We'll see if that ever happens.
It's gonna happen.
Then I'll play it
because they're re-encoding the whole game or whatever.
Yeah, there's a decompilation project. They've actually completed the whole thing. Now it's just up for them to, improve it and release their ray tracing mods.
Yep. And the only other games that I've been playing is just a few mobile games. So I've got like Magikarp Jump, Pikmin Bloom, Pokemon Smile, Pokemon Go, Genshin Impact, and Tetris.
What about Pokemon Sleep?
Pokemon Sleep isn't out yet.
I don't care. Get it.
That's not how getting it works.
Pre-order it.
Is that a thing I can do? Can I
You can pre-order anything.
Yeah, I'll just pre-order the third Breath of the Wild game, the sequel to Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm gonna pre-order the third Spider-Man.
Are they going? Oh, sorry. Are they going to release a third game? That's unheard of for Zelda.
That it is, yeah. We've never had a Zelda trilogy. And I don't really know what else they could do here because they already have the skies and the underground and the main level. I guess you could just say,
right?
Maybe on the next console, it's like, here's Hyrule, this is all Breath of the Wild, and then we have like 7 other kingdoms for you to explore. Just make it like really gigantic. But
so the thing about Tears of the Kingdom is it feels like a step up from Breath of the Wild in basically every way. Like it. I don't think there's anything that was really lost in terms of functionality or things you can do, but there's a whole bunch you gained. And I feel like if they they just disappoint people with the next game. Like they did so much that there's no way they can't just keep adding things, can they?
And
Who knows?
We don't. We definitely don't know.
I don't work at Nintendo.
Go get a job.
I'm not Japanese.
Leak everything and then quit.
Then quit, and then I get sued.
I want to work on Nintendo so that I can leak everything.
And then quit, and then go work at any other Nintendo place, and then just keep.
So you're saying like go work at like Nintendo Japan and then quit and then do Nintendo America and then so on and so forth?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to keep hiring you.
I think that's how it works.
Well, they're out of country, so I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I give up on English.
Anyway, I thought I played something else, but I'm forgetting what it is right now. So Tyler, you can go and say what you've been playing.
I haven't been playing anything. I've been playing Mario Kart on the Switch. I've been playing Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games.
Why?
It's goated. It's such a good game.
Sure.
Do I need to bring it over so you can play it?
Maybe you do. We'll see.
And I've been playing
that one.
Smash Bros. Ultimate. And I played the winter version of the Olympics too.
So you just did.
And the Switch version.
You really like the Olympics?
Yeah, I like it.
There's no Olympics this year, so that's that makes sense.
They have the esports Olympics featuring such games as Tic Tac Bow.
What is a Tic Tac Bow?
It's a mobile game.
It's an esports title. Professional, only professionals.
Esport Tic Tac Bow.
Now, if they did Olympic, Fortnite tournament, I'd be all there.
No, they
did Olympic Mario Kart. Me and Presto would end up in the final, but I'd win.
The people on the board were like, yeah, we can't have violent games, so that immediately ruled out like
literally everything that's popular.
Yeah, Smash. I don't know if Mario Kart would count as violent, but you've got babies running into walls, so
you've got adult monkeys throwing shells and using bullets against babies.
That's not how I would describe Mario Kart, but
I mean,
yeah.
Explain one game badly.
That's
what you just.
100-year-old.
Explain a game badly.
A 100-year-old knight wakes up and decides to go save the world.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know.
Whatever game that is.
Mario gets a time machine.
That's just Mario's time machine.
Exactly.
It's not described badly.
Or Mario owns a hotel.
A mustache plumber creates a culinary stand.
Mario's
how about this? Mustached plumber cleans up graffiti.
Mario Sunshine, yeah.
Sasha Plumber becomes
no, Mario Sunshine is a turtle with mommy. A turtle thinks a princess is his mom and kidnaps her. So a criminal cleaning up the island has to go save her. That's Mario Sunshine.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, Bryant,
can I explain Tears of the Kingdom badly? What?
What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh.
That's basically the only thing I played. Beat it already. It's fan-freaking-tastic.
And we're going to talk about
I was going to play.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, we're going to talk about that more in the Wobject. So.
Okay. I was gonna play Jedi Survivor, but it still runs horribly on PC, so I'm waiting for the patches to come out.
Just buy it for PlayStation. You have a PlayStation.
No. See, what happened was I bought this CPU a couple months ago, and randomly I get an email from AMD. It's like, here's your key code for the game that came with your purchase, and I'm like, what? Because it was definitely not listed as something that I got for free with my CPU purchase.
But you just got it. You have it.
But I got it. Got a set. Yeah, so I have it on PC. Got it for free. I'm not going to be. I'm not paying again for something I already own.
Well, you didn't. It's not paying again because you didn't pay for it the first time.
Well, technically I did though, because it was included in the price of my CPU, I guess, or something like that. I don't know how that works.
You can't complain.
No, I cannot. Well, I can complain. I just did that it doesn't work, but yeah, I won't complain as much as I would otherwise.
All right. So that's everything we've been playing. But before we can move on to the rest of the show, we have to shout out any and all 5-star reviews that we have. We have none. Any and all Patreons patron supporters that we have. We don't have any yet, but if you want to do that, links in the description below to do that. If you want to give us money.
Please, we're poor.
You could pay to get me almost get me Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, we have a tier that's like $60 and it's like it's Waluigi Gifter. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it's like
Waluigi Gifter.
Waluigi Gifter, I guess. And basically the tier is, hey, you can pay us $60 and then tell us what games to buy with that $60 and then we'll buy it.
Fortunately, Tears of the Kingdom is $70.
Yeah, so you can't buy us here. You can't buy
it twice.
Yeah, use 2 separate accounts to get Waluigi Gifters. Sure.
Or just wait 2 months.
Yeah, if you want to support us in what we do, you also get access to a pre-show and a post-show at any tier, and that's anything from $1 to $60. And yeah.
I like how it goes $1, $5, $60.
Yep, that's how math works. That's like... That's not how... That doesn't make sense in any math at all. Anyway, with that out of the way, we get to move on to the Waluigi news.
What news do we...
It's actually been a pretty big week for news. If I can open up the news channel.
Can I talk about the one cool thing with Horse Mask?
Sure, you can talk about the Horse Mask.
So 1-2 Switch is getting a sequel titled Everybody 1-2 Switch. The mascot is a horse, and I like it. It looks like it'll be a Jackbox style game.
It's like Jackbox, where you join on your phone. But the problem is, everybody who joins needs to have their own Nintendo account to join on their phone.
Really?
Which is, literally the dumbest decision.
Like, just make a website.
Just do what Jackbox does. But Nintendo has to have secure servers.
No, they have to have people making accounts.
If you don't know what 1-2 Switch is, it's a game that released the first year of the Switch. It was $60, and it had, like, literally no content at all.
Now it's like $30.
And Everybody 1-2 Switch is the new one. It's $30, and it has more content, but it still has some problems.
Is it made by Nintendo? Is that why you need to have a Nintendo account?
Yeah, that's why it requires a Nintendo account. But like Jackbox doesn't require a Jackbox account. You just go to jackbox.tv and log in.
It does not.
And it makes it easy.
New Joycons.
And then the other thing that we got new Joy-Con colors. We have pastel purple and like a pastel green / teal color, and then a pastel.
Wow, so much.
And then a pastel pink and a pastel yellow. I really want the purple and green ones because this is the first time we've had an official purple Joy-Con and Waluigi.
Fine.
So gotta have it for the branding.
Just get a custom Joy-Con.
That's actually a pretty big news week. We got a full new game announced and new Joy-Cons.
A full new... It's not like we get full new games like every week.
Usually it's just like, hey, Nintendo Switch Online updates. Hey, Splatoon. Hey, Pokemon Home isn't actually going to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We messed up. But yeah, I think
The Microsoft Game Showcase is on Sunday, but I guess
that's not.
you don't really care about that. You Switch
Boo.
gamers don't
Take it off.
care much about that.
Microsoft sometimes has some good stuff for Switch.
I want them to bring COD to Switch.
Of course you do.
Good
No,
luck with
they
that.
actually Sony signed an agreement that if the Activision Blizzard deal goes through, that Call of Duty will be coming to Switch in the next 10 years.
The question is, in what form?
Probably cloud, and it's probably going to be bad.
It's probably that's why. Anyway. Fact.
We do have one question from you, Doug. What game did you play that you originally didn't like but later on came to love?
Ooh.
Anybody have any answers to this? Game that you didn't originally like but came to love?
I have to think about it for a while.
I don't usually give things that much of a chance. If I don't like it within the first little bit, I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, I think the only time that's happened to me is when somebody forced me to play a game. So Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, final. Yeah, that took forever for you to play that. Years.
Yeah, I didn't really like it when I first played it, but love it now.
I guess I could go with Super Mario World because I never really liked the classic games just because I never really got into them, and I'd rather play better looking games. But then I beat Super Mario World, and it's in my top 5 games now.
Brian, you have anything or no?
That's kind of the best I got.
Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing. I mean, some games are kind of complicated at first, so they're not really that fun to start out with, and then once you play them for a while, you get the mechanics down, and then they're better. Yeah, I think I don't have anything. I'm blanking.
Fair enough.
You know what? Actually, Clone Wars 2002, the GameCube game. That took me a while to actually like that game. I did not like it for the longest time. Mostly because I was disappointed that it was mostly vehicles and there were no lightsabers.
But you like it now? You think it's good?
It's pretty good. A lot better than I used to.
That's a GameCube game, right?
I'll go with that. Yep, GameCube release, and I think a tie-in with a movie probably.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones.
All right, that's from you, Doug. We have another question here from Maddie Beth. What is your favorite Zonai device in Tears of the Kingdom?
The one that makes airplanes.
The wing?
I'm assuming the wing is what he's talking about.
I don't even know what the wing is.
I mean, the one that you make airplanes. I'm definitely going with the steering stick because it's like it's so nondescript, right? Like it's a steering wheel, but you need it because if you don't have the steering wheel, it just all you can do is launch yourself into the air, right?
True. I do also. You kind of need that for everything.
Okay. I haven't used it very much, but there's a little robot guy, so you can just stick stuff to him, and he'll go and attack your enemies for you.
That does sound helpful.
Yeah. So I remember seeing a video of somebody who just stuck a bunch of lasers on it.
That's funny.
That was cool. Yeah, I'll go. Maybe I'll go with that one. I don't really use it that much though, so it feels wrong to pick it. But
the one that I'm going with is the one that looks the most fun to me, which is the flame emitter, because fire.
Yeah, flame emitter is cool.
Fire.
Arson, No.
Wait, what?
What?
All right. Next question. Our next question is from Monkey Thunder. Who is the best video game villain?
Bowser.
Eggman.
Depends on the game. Both
yeah, let me think about it. Oh, I know what it is.
Story.
Nintendo.
Nintendo is the best video game villain.
Nintendo is the best video game
I'm writing
villain.
that down as a title idea. Nintendo is the best villain.
They make such good stuff, you know, but don't get lulled away into sense of security. They are in fact the villain.
That's funny. I like that.
They take our
I'll
money.
accept that answer. I think that the best video game villain is. Oh, this is hard though. Well, I want like a villain that's truly evil, but I'm trying to think.
Like, what do you mean truly?
Doc Ock in the Spider-Man game was pretty good. I really liked his character.
How about King Boo?
I'm like talking about deep characters, and you're like, ah, yes, King Boo.
What about the knockoff of King Boo from Sonic Adventure 2?
I know what boss that is. I hate that
No?
boss.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Huh.
Um,
I need like a video game villain list.
you know what a good villain is? The Flood in Halo. Good villain. I don't think you guys understand that reference, but maybe somebody will.
Hopefully.
It's not really a villain, it's more of a force of evil.
One of the best video game villains is the Joker, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, is he a video game villain
He's in
though? Does that
Arkham,
count?
so- Well, I said Doc Ock, so
Or is he just a? Are they just? That's a good point. Are they video game villains, or are they just villains that are also in video
okay,
games?
GLaDOS. My answer is GLaDOS. I love GLaDOS.
Oh, that's a good answer. Good answer.
From Portal, but if
And she's got a some, good dialogue. Very funny.
and she sings, which I
And she sings. Yeah.
always consider that a positive. Yeah, that's my answer. The next question. Speaking of Spider-Man, which Spider-Man is your favorite?
As in, like, which actor?
I don't know it. Which
Or
Spider-Man?
I mean, Tobey Maguire. You have to pick Tobey Maguire. You can't not. Classic.
You're gonna piss him off.
Tom
Holland.
My favorite Spider-Man.
It's Miles Morales, isn't it?
From the Spider-Verse comics. He isn't in the movies yet. You got Spider's Man. He is a Spider-Man made completely out of spiders.
Oh, were we talking about best villains again? Is that
No, he's a good guy. Ish. No, my favorite Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
I don't know.
Like legitimately Spider-Gwen is my
Cool.
favorite Spider-Man.
I like the Indian guy. And the rock star guy. Whatever their names are.
He likes the ones from the new movie because he hasn't seen the first one. And Spider-Ham is also pretty up there. But as far as actors go, Tobey Maguire definitely. The characters.
I mean, Andrew Garfield did a great job in No Way Home, but
No Way Home was
he
redeemed him.
Oh, for sure. He wasn't as good in just the original movies
I
though.
haven't seen any other Spider-Man movies besides like No Way Home. So
Wait, what? That's all you
seen
you saw?
No Way Home and Across the Spider-Verse. Those are the only two Spider-Man movies.
Wow.
I've seen
Ow.
Endgame too, and Infinity War.
That's horrible.
I don't watch movies.
I'm disappointed in him. It's like I'll go watch all of the ending events and not watch anything leading up to it.
Yeah, I know. Like, I would have understood more if you hadn't seen any of them, but you watched all of the.
That's like how I
funny.
watched the last Puss in Boots movie and the last Avatar movie.
Oh, I mean, okay, but the Puss in Boots movie,
you didn't need to watch.
Like, you didn't need it.
And same with Avatar, but.
Well, the first Avatar, all you had to do is have seen like Pocahontas or Ferngully
movie.
or something, and you're fine. It's basically the same movie.
I think we're good on which Spider-Man is your favorite. Actually, wait, Tyler didn't. What's your favorite Spider-Man?
I don't know. I don't like.
Probably one of the two that you've seen.
He's seen a lot of them because he's watched the 2 multiversal Spider-Man movies.
I'll say Tom Holland just because I like him as an actor.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he was pretty good in Uncharted too. Actually,
I didn't watch that movie. I need to at some point.
good. The game's pretty
I
good
need to
too.
play that at some point. Ooh,
Well, all 4 of them.
next question is from Monkey Thunder. Do you prefer physical or digital games? Physical.
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 Digital for
Right?
something like
But
PC.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer a digital for a PC just because there's just so many ways to play it or places to access it, that sort of
But
thing.
I'd rather have a physical game for sure. Because it looks nice on my shelf, and if my Switch breaks, I don't, or the Nintendo account goes defunct or whatever, I don't lose it forever.
Yeah, I mean that's a big problem with like the eShops closing down for like the Wii U. You just there's games you just no longer buy anymore because the only way you can play them is because they're physical copies. But if they come out with a game that's digital only, in a few years they're going to close the Switch eShop and you're never going to be able to play it again unless you pirate it, right? So the other big problem I have with physical games now though is they're not the same as they used to be. They used to have like really cool. They had manuals. There are no manuals anymore. And I was actually surprised to learn because Tears of the Kingdom, that's the first Switch game I've actually bought. Don't own a Switch. And I'm like, wait, this doesn't have a manual? When did they stop doing this?
They were in the Wii. I don't know if they were in the Wii U or not because I didn't have a Wii U. I'll look that up really quick. But yeah, Switch games don't have manuals. There's a whole there's multiple businesses that just okay, yeah, Wii U games have a manual, but most of the games have them digitally, but they still have a manual.
Yeah, I just pulled out my copy of Mario Kart 8 from my shelf here, and it's got a manual in it. Mario Kart 8 for Wii U.
There are like businesses out there that just sell manuals for games because people want them. They even have like a little thing inside the case to put manuals, but there's no manual there.
Lazy.
Funny. Yeah, I actually found Breath of the Wild has like a fan-made manual that you can buy that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure Tears of the Kingdom will have the same thing in a little bit. Anyway, that was a great discussion about physical or digital games. Next question: what should Mario Kart's next gimmick be? None. No more gimmicks. Just keep releasing Mario Kart 8 over and over again.
Or at least just overload it with tracks.
There's no reason to make a new game. It just separates the player base.
Mario Kart 8 is already the best Mario Kart game. We don't need to fix anything. Except for add more tracks.
Add more modes.
Fix the graphics on some of the newer tracks. And add more modes, maybe like a mission mode. Double dash mode. Add in more battle courses, just extra stuff.
The battle course pass.
But we don't need another Mario Kart. But I guess if Mario Kart had a next gimmick, what would it be?
Hoverboards.
They already have those. Go upside down, hover upside down.
Like hoverboards. You have carts, bikes, and hoverboards. Like
and ATVs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And ATVs.
They'd probably just add some more items,
Probably. They'd be like, this one's new gimmick is we've got the silver mushroom. The silver mushroom turns every other opponent on the track into a statue for 30 seconds.
That's a long time.
I don't know.
That sounds horrible.
It does sound terrible.
That sounds like something you need to work on before you release it.
We should do something where we pitch our own power-ups. That'd be cool. And our final question is from Dad Trombone. Why is Pyrrha so hot now?
What's a Pyrrha?
From Tears of the Kingdom?
Pyrrha? Sure.
Well, she was a child in the first game.
That's why she's hot.
And then she re-aged herself. So she de-aged herself after the events of Breath of the Wild, or like the intro to Breath of the Wild. That's why she's super young. And then she re-ages herself.
So that's why. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Our next segment is best and worst. I forgot to. What we could say best and worst. Something to do with Zelda. Best and worst links. I guess, like over all time.
Okay.
So best and worst.
I only really know two. Played Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Wind Waker Link wasn't as cool though.
There is one link
He's just
that just is always on my brain. It is the link from the Philips CDI games. And the animated TV show. Well, excuse me, princess. That link. That one.
The one that
I have no idea what you're talking about.
the one from the TV show from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like the one that's like similar to the Super Mario Super Show. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You know, black-haired Link.
I hate it, but I also like it.
So that's that one's gonna go as the best link.
What's the worst link?
No, that was the joke. That's the worst link. The worst link is the Philips CDI / animated show link.
I mean, best link definitely
Wind Waker.
Tears of the Kingdom Link. No, Tears of the Kingdom Link with he's got a new arm.
But the Wind Waker link is like cartoony.
I believe there's actually a headgear in Tears of the Kingdom that can make it.
Oh yeah,
give him a cartoon head.
If you scan the amiibo for like the Link's Awakening link, you get the Link's Awakening link head
in Tears of the Kingdom.
I think
on Tears.
I think you can find his armor too, as well in the depths.
Oh, that's fun. It's really creepy. I don't like it. I think probably Tears of the Kingdom Link, just because he's. I don't know. I can't.
You don't know because you haven't played it yet.
Tears of the Kingdom, but like Breath of the Wild Link, I can speak for, and he's great at fashion. Obviously,
he's the most fashionable of all the Links, really.
And he uses varied weapons, and he has a cool haircut.
Well, here's the issue, though. He has no idea how to take care of his weapons because they break after like 15 hits.
Yeah, that's true. And
what's he doing?
Any other Zelda game. So maybe not the best at what he does, but he is the best at looking great doing it.
Maybe that just means he's stronger than the rest of the league.
No, if we were mentioning our pre-show how he literally just scales cliffs by eating food and having a lot of stamina vessels.
Yeah, and he can, defeat Ganon without the Master Sword. Like, who even needs to get that? Right? Three hearts. That's plenty.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom.
Just break
gotta be the best one.
Break the physics of the universe.
Yeah, it makes sense. Unless you look into it too much.
Yep.
And there we go. That's best and worst. We've agreed that Tears of the Kingdom / Breath of the Wild Link is the best, and the worst is this Philips CDI / animated TV show Link, which I think are actually two different links, but I'm grouping them together because they're both equally terrible.
Fair enough.
And that means we get to move on to our first segment. Since this is the first episode of the third season, we got 3 brand new segments for you. Starting off, we've got the new segment, Pros and Joycons. It's like pros and cons, but
Joycons.
Speaking of Joy-Cons, that's what we're doing today. Who wants to be on the pro side and who wants to be on the con side? And the idea is that we would, like, one person... or a couple people would say pros, and the other one would have to answer with a con, and whoever runs out first loses to decide if it's good or not.
Well, Joy-Cons are
You
horrible.
want to take cons? Tyler, do you want to join him on cons, or do you want to stay with me on pros?
I'll stay with you on pros.
Okay. How do we decide who starts first? Who is the last
Rock,
person?
paper, scissors, shoot.
Who is the last person to play the Switch? All right, we're going
I
first.
watched YouTube on it last night, or actually a few hours ago.
No.
Go do your
All right,
worst.
give us a pro. What's a pro controller of Joy-Cons?
They're easy to hold for small hands.
That is a pro.
Con, that means you have small hands.
Like-
But that has nothing to do with the Joy-Con.
Like Preston,
Does it not?
your hands have nothing to do
You
with
said that was
the
a pro.
Joy-Con.
I'm saying it's not a pro. It's a con.
So you're saying it's a con because it's only good for small hands.
Exactly. Yes.
Incredibly
Incredibly tiny, small child hands.
pro, when you put two of them together, it fits your hands perfectly.
Con, it's not ergonomically designed. Like it's because they're two controllers that you've stuck together. It doesn't. It nowhere near as good as a regular controller. Even the Switch Pro controller, versus like two Joy-Cons, it's much more ergonomic in your hands. And every other controller is very ergonomic.
There are a couple controllers, such as the Wii Remote, that would like to disagree with you, but
Well, I'm not arguing that the Wii Remote's any better than a Switch controller.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Tyler, you got a pro?
I think so. Oh, where did it go? They have motion controls. You can play motion control games with them.
That's a pro.
PlayStation controllers have motion gyros as well in them, so it's not a exclusively Switch idea. Is that a con? That's not really a con.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go with that.
Works. Pro, since it's two separate controllers, I can like do weird things with my hands while holding one in one hand and one in the other hand, which I can't do with normal controllers. Normal controllers all have to be like the same exact controller hand holding thing. It can like relax.
Con, the button layout is weird. So it's what it's called it's like a Japanese layout, and they use it for the American controllers. And so if you're used to using a PlayStation or Xbox controllers, they put certain actions on certain buttons, and so you get used to that. But Switch, it uses the Japanese layout, and so it ruins your muscle memory if you're trying to switch between a Switch and a PlayStation or an Xbox controller. Like, you think PlayStation and Xbox controllers are more different because they have different icons on the buttons, but actually the Switch controller is way more different.
I'd say that could also be a con of any other controller, switching from the Switch controller to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tyler, you got a pro?
They hold charge for a long time.
True.
Well, so does my PlayStation controller. I hardly ever charge this thing.
Also true, but that's not a con of a Joy-Con.
Hey, but no, I'm just like he's saying it's a pro, but I'm saying you can get it elsewhere, right?
So you're just negating his pro.
Exactly, that's what I'm doing.
Works. That works as the same thing as saying a con. Pro, they come in a whole bunch of different colors. From anything, they have like the nice new colors with the purple and teal and rose pink, whatever. They got a whole bunch of different colors. They're variations, even more than any other controller on the market, including PlayStation.
As a con, though, your nephew might decide he wants different colors on his Joy-Cons, and then you have to take those things apart using them the most ridiculous little tiny screwdriver, and it's super difficult. It takes you hours.
You're speaking like this actually happened to you.
Color. No, I don't think.
You're just speaking theoretically.
Theoretically, yeah. If you had a nephew named
Yeah.
Owen, and he had some Joy-Cons,
Yeah.
right?
And he wanted the
Yeah.
pink and green one switched
Yeah.
for like a golden one.
For like a golden one, yeah, exactly.
Makes sense.
That would be really difficult to do.
It's Tyler. You got a pro?
They're easily customizable.
Okay, but like, have you?
But they are.
Have you seen? Have
you customized the Joy-Con before?
No, but it's probably pretty easy.
It's not. It's
so difficult. Also, have you seen an Xbox Elite controller? Like, literally, you can just pop the sticks off.
Those are like the ones that you can
They're magnetic.
change the D-pad on. Change.
Yeah, they're just magnetic.
Yeah. So that that pro was terrible.
You got something better, Preston?
Joy-Cons. Most controllers, like if you wanted to get, say, a PS5 controller, how much do you think that would cost?
You're going to get roasted, Preston, I think.
So PS5 controllers cost $70.
Approximately $70.
New Joy-Cons cost $70, but they come with 2 controllers instead of 1.
2 less ergonomic controllers.
That's true, but basically the pro that I'm saying is Joy-Cons have the ability of being 1 controller or 2 separate controllers, like a pair of Joy-Cons.
That's a good pro. It is. Yeah, I won't take that away from you.
Right.
Let's see.
It's your turn for a con.
I mean, I can give you a bunch of things that make my PlayStation controller better.
Con, though. That's a pro for the PlayStation.
Okay, con. The when you're using them in split mode, depending on which side you're on, the joystick and buttons are actually positioned differently.
That is true.
So on like the right one, you have to move your thumb a lot further from the left to be able to use it.
Yeah, they're not made.
They're not symmetrical.
They're not symmetrical. So like
And I'm not going to add to that, but I could add to that with another con, but I'm not going to. Tyler, you got a pro?
They have straps so you don't throw them at the wall.
Ooh, that's good. Con, if you want to use them as separated mode, there's like the little thing that you're supposed to slide onto them, but half the time people don't have those.
Half the time people don't have those.
Or like the slide thing on, so you can actually press the triggers, right? So people don't have them or they don't like them, and so when they don't have those, you might have forgotten them or something, right? And if they don't have them, you're like stuck trying to press the smallest buttons in place of L and R.
I'm pretty sure they come with a pair of Joy-Cons, don't they?
Well, yeah, but the small buttons that he's saying the buttons on top are really small.
Yeah,
like
but the sliders come with a pair of Joy-Cons.
But he's saying that those get lost, and a lot of people don't have them.
They get lost, and I've had people that just don't like them, and I'm like, why? Why did you not bring those?
I don't like them.
Exactly. That's why I said it, because you don't like them.
Pro. I had one. Give me a sec. Oh, Joy-Cons make a great fidget. Even when you're not playing a game, if you just have a Joy-Con in your pocket, it's super fun to like just click in the joystick and press buttons and press the plus button.
It's a portable. It's
like a fidget cube.
It's an expensive fidget toy.
Yeah.
Con, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna get joystick drift.
Okay, you said Joy-Con drift, therefore you win.
Joy-Con. Oh, okay, that's all I had to do.
Joy-Con drift.
That's all they have to do is use Hall effect sticks, but no, they're too cheap.
So yeah, we've decided that Joy-Cons are worse than
every other Switch controller.
Joy-Cons are more bad than good, but they're
amen.
There are a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, which is why we have that segment. So there we go. That's the pros and Joy-Cons of Joy-Cons. And we've decided that Joy-Cons are indeed a Joy-Con. I'm here all week.
You are not funny.
Our next segment is In the Spotlight. we have to specify that light is spelled Lite, like a Switch Lite, so that it's not like. I don't, we made a play on words, but a play on words doesn't work in a podcast format. So yeah, in the spotlight, spelled Lite.
We'll have to specify every time we do this segment.
Yep. Great naming idea. And in this segment, we're taking a look and giving a spotlight to something that doesn't normally get put in it. And for this episode, we're doing the Bokoblin, the Goomba of the Breath of the Wild. And so what do y'all think about Bokoblins?
I gotta Google it first.
Well, here's what I think. They need to stop trying to kill Link, because it's only bad things are going to happen to him. Like you should not be going up against the guy with the Master Sword. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's because
guys-
they don't have a life and they want to die.
Also, what
Ooh.
do you think there's like any special hierarchy? Because you have like the different colored Bokoblins. You got like the black ones and the blue ones, and they're more powerful. But do you think like in the Bokoblin villages, there's like the like base orange-ish, reddish-brown Bokoblins get like bullied, and then the black ones are like, I'm better than all of you.
I've only ever seen 3 or 4 together at once. So maybe they just don't have very big social circles. Have difficulty making friends, that sort of thing.
There's literally a video on YouTube: 20 ways to kill a Bokoblin. That's just insulting.
I don't know why we're sympathizing with them. I think we should just stick them in a death trap. You have some spikes, some lasers, some
That's a little
flame
generous.
emitters.
I'm looking at the. Let's see. We don't know about the creation of Bokoblins. They just kind of have existed since the beginning of time.
I can just repeat how the orcs were created in Lord of the Rings line.
that works.
They were elves once, dark and twisted by something.
They were Hylians once.
Well, actually,
they transformed.
I don't.
Okay.
It seems implied to me in Tears of the Kingdom that they were created by Ganondorf. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seemed like they were trying to imply
They're
that.
created. They are Ganondorf's children.
They're
Well, I don't know if we need to go that far.
Oh, we can.
Ganon, maybe, because Ganon is like a pig, but Ganondorf is, like a person. So
You're saying that like I know the difference.
we're not gonna look too much into that. Anything else we want to say about these beautiful bestial Bokoblins?
This is one of the only Zelda enemies I've ever seen, in a game, while playing.
I feel like they get disrespected. Like, nobody acknowledges the Bokoblins. They just like shoot them and then keep moving.
Well, they don't even try and talk back? Like, I've never heard one say anything. Granted, nobody says anything
they have
Zelda
like
games.
Their snorting. Like they speak their pig language.
Piglins.
Yeah, maybe they'd be able to speak with piglins if we put them in Minecraft.
Maybe I would care more about them if the name actually made sense. How about Pigoblin? Thoughts? Like, what's a Bokoblin?
It might be the Japanese word for pig. No, it's Buddha.
Maybe. Then why does that? Then why is it combined with goblin?
Boko in Japanese. What does Boko mean? Mouth.
Mouth goblin.
So yeah, apparently Bokoblins mean mouth goblins.
Still doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. So yeah, Bokoblins are a very non-interesting pig creature with a very confusing name. That's all we have to say about Bokoblins, I think. Anyway, let's move on to segment 3. The future is now, thanks to science.
Come on, take gear on.
Can your science explain why it rains?
Yeah, from clouds.
No, oh come
That
on,
was a
nobody got
SpongeBob
it.
quote, I'm aware. Oh, it was?
No, it was an Avatar:
was
The
it?
Last Airbender
Oh.
quote.
Okay.
The answer is yes. Yes, it can. Okay. Anyway, we can continue.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand. I didn't understand that reference. You all probably didn't recognize the reference in the title of this segment because the title of the segment is a reference to the
Pokemon X and Y series.
Yeah.
I've never played Pokemon.
Oh, I've never played Zelda.
Yep.
And I'm on the Zelda
That day. Well,
yeah. In the future is now thanks to science. We don't really talk about science at all, but the future is now. Where will Zelda be in 10 years?
Well, I think I said this in the pre-game show. Is that what that's
the,
called?
The Patreon pre-show, I guess.
But I believe she will be getting rescued again. You know, something. I think Ganon's probably gonna, be there.
It'll be Legend of
Maybe
Zelda,
Ganondorf.
The Land of Time.
I was thinking of
And,
Zelda the series, not Zelda the character.
It'll be Legend of Zelda, The Land Before Time.
But that's funnier. That's funnier. Where will Zelda be in 10 years? Let's get like an epilogue to Tears of the Kingdom 10 years later.
I mean, how long did it take for them? A serious note, like, did it take for them to come out with Tears of the Kingdom?
6 years.
6 years.
The one released last year, but they had to delay it to get it working.
So they'll probably only have one more game out in 10 years. And I kind of think they're going to go with the same formula. They're probably going to do a completely different map.
And different characters and story.
Different time period. That's my guess.
You think they're going to stick with the open world formula?
Absolutely. It's been too groundbreaking, too. Everyone loves it too much. Like, there's people evidenced by people like me who have never really played much Zelda. And they're huge fans of it. So, and it's one of the only series that's gotten open world right. So many have tried to do open world and they just do it horribly. Like, their open worlds are just empty and there's nothing to do in them. Whereas Zelda, especially in Tears of the Kingdom, it's just it's top 5 examples of an open world game. So they're doing well, and I think they're probably going to continue. The only question in my mind is, are they going to do a third game in like the Breath of the Wild series? And if so, what would they even?
I think it's possible.
But I want
leave Hyrule completely. Yeah. I could see that happening.
What I want is an open world Zelda game, but in the style of Wind Waker. So you have like not the same Wind Waker Link, but like maybe a descendant of it. Like the same universe that Spirit Tracks is in, except for not with trains. Because I think it would be fun to have like that sort of art style in a giant open world game. If they do go the old open world route.
I mean, it is kind of open world, honestly. Like, Wind Waker.
Yeah, it's just all sea.
It's all sea. It's it's more open world than honestly. I think that's probably the big driver to making Breath of the Wild. That's where they introduced the glider too, if I'm not mistaken. Is in Wind Waker.
That might be correct.
It's just a leaf. You held onto a leaf to fly.
Yeah. What I could see them doing is I could see them doing what sort of the Mario franchise has been doing and release games like big 3D games and then big 2D games, but have it be like the big open world Zeldas and then the more dungeon focused and have like one of each of those in the next 10 years.
I know some people are disappointed at the lack of, traditional Zelda dungeons in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And in fact, Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like they went even further away from it. The dungeons in Breath of the Wild are definitely more difficult, in my opinion. Yeah. So I think some people probably would miss that.
That's interesting because I've heard about Tears of the Kingdom is that there would be like bigger dungeons that are more
Well, I think that was the hope from people, and it didn't. In my experience playing it, that did not happen. The dungeons were relatively simple, but I mean, they do have the all those new mechanics of building things and
which is
which make them more interesting.
Completely different direction from
classic games.
So I could definitely see them releasing something more in the Skyward Sword Twilight Princess style, or even maybe if they want to cut budget, give a third game in the Ocarina of Time series, like Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask, and then have another one after that in that same art style.
Flute of Pizza.
So my understanding of Ocarina of Time, actually, it seems to me that Tears of the Kingdom has very similar story beats almost. Like it deals with some of the same characters, but it's a completely different timeline, which I find interesting. So you'll be meeting characters that are in Ocarina of Time, and they're also in Tears of the Kingdom, but they're completely different characters.
Well,
almost.
Yeah, that happens just across like all Zelda games.
I think they deal with like the same time period. So Ocarina of Time. So it seems like a completely different universe, which I find interesting. Because there was previously that theory of, well, they're all it's just a split timeline, and then they all reemerge back in Breath of the Wild, like in the future or something. But I think Tears of the Kingdom kind of breaks that idea of there being a Zelda timeline. I don't think there is one.
It's just game.
They're just making games. That's what I've determined.
Maybe they could release a third Ocarina of Time game and a third Breath of the Wild game, and then at the end of each of them have the two links meet each other, have them released at like the same time, and then have a fourth game with open world and really complex dungeons using both of them.
Well, that'll be 20 years out. That's the plan. Modern gaming, the games take so long to make now. They used to, N64 days, they'd release a game every year.
Yeah, Majora's Mask literally came out a year after Ocarina of Time.
Yep, and it's not just Zelda. Everybody was releasing games one after another. Nowadays, it's 6-year development cycles for basically anything.
I thought it was kind of dumb how people were saying like, why isn't Tears of the Kingdom out yet? Majora's Mask only took a year to make because they use the same engine. Yeah, but Majora's Mask is 20 years old.
Right. Well, it's just that they have to do a lot more. There are a lot more mechanics to sort out. And honestly, I think it's a miracle they got it. Tears of the Kingdom working so flawlessly with all of the things you can do. You can just stick together that maybe they didn't intend you to do, but it lets you do it anyway.
Yeah. I'm very excited to talk more about that in the Wobject. But before we can do that, that's the future is now thanks to science, which means we got to move on to our fighter by fighter for this week. In Fighter by Fighter, we are going through every single Smash Bros. Character on a tier list and giving them a ranking from just A
on
to
a tier list.
G.
S.
Yeah, we're putting them on a tier list. And so far we have Mario is B, DK is C, Link is A, Samus is B, Dark Samus is C, Yoshi is C, Kirby is A, Fox is F, Pikachu is A, Luigi is C, Ness is A, Captain Falcon is A, Jigglypuff is G, Peach is D, Daisy is B, Bowser is A, Ice Climbers is C, Sheik is D, Zelda is C, Dr. Mario is C, Pichu is C, Falco is F, Lucina is F, Young Link is S, and Ganondorf is C. I have to do 2 breaths now because it's longer.
Now we're gonna talk about Mewtwo.
I don't think Bryant has anything on this discussion because he literally has.
I have nothing to say.
I vote Mewtwo as a C or a D because I don't like him that much.
I got him as DLC in the Smash for 3DS, and I like him a lot, actually. He's one of my favorite characters, so S tier. You should put him in C, so he can be A.
Brian, what do you think about Mewtwo? Do you think he's a good character or a bad character? He's a bad character, right?
Well, the name is pretty cool. Mewtwo. It just rolls off
The
the
second
tongue.
Mew.
So.
It's not that cool. He's just the sequel.
It's a legendary Pokemon.
Okay, well, is there a Mew 3? Or is he the
It's
final version?
It has 2 Mega Forms.
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay, it's not.
the ultimate
There's
life
Mega
form.
Mewtwo. There is a final version. So it's not exactly the last form.
I don't know. I think the name seems cool.
So where would you put it on a tier list, knowing literally nothing about the character?
B+.
A B. Okay, I'm giving it a D. So we got a D, and an S plus, A, and I think by an A.
I think it,
Oh, D, B, and
I think it would add up to an A, since he did B+, S+, and you did D.
I think it adds up to a B plus.
Of course you do.
B+ is. You know what? B+ is fine.
Cool.
So I would have given it.
Cool.
So
We're giving Mewtwo a B plus. I think it'll be funny when we have to create a new tier just to put Mewtwo in. We already have that for Jigglypuff as G, so it's not too bad. I'll take it. And finally, we get to move on to our WOBject for today, which happens to be The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
No way.
I've played maybe 25 hours of Breath of the Wild. Tyler hasn't played.
I've played maybe 2 hours of Breath of the Wild.
Owns the game, doesn't want to finish it.
Yep.
And Brian's played
Wow.
Tears of the Kingdom for 30 hours?
30 hours. I got about 30 hours on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom each.
So, you're definitely the most. For a person who doesn't own a Nintendo Switch, you're the most in all of this.
Well, it's a good. I know what a good game is. You know,
You played
and
Mario
that
Odyssey.
is a good game. It's an excellent game, in fact. Because I don't want to play it. Because if I did, and I did like it, that's just one more game I have to play. You know, I already know I liked Breath of the Wild, so I had to play Tears of the Kingdom.
I like Mario Odyssey, but I don't play it very often.
True. So yeah, Tears of the Kingdom. What is the big difference between this and Breath of the Wild that just makes it worth getting?
Nothing.
Everything. I mean, so the abilities are all just a big step up. So in Breath of the Wild, you have magnesis, which is you can move metal objects with your mind, which super cool, right? You've got stop time, that one's fun, and then you've got one that's bombs.
Yep.
Are there any other ones that I'm missing?
Bombs, magnesis,
in Breath of the Wild?
stasis, cryonis.
Cryonis, so you can make things
Yeah.
freeze. So in Tears of the Kingdom, you've got Ultra Hand, which is just magnesis, except for you can move anything basically and stick it
Better
together.
magnesis, yeah.
And that's how you. It's better magnesis. You can just build things, build vehicles even. And then you've got I don't know what the technical term is, but you got reverse time. So you can't freeze time, but you can reverse it, which is awesome.
Recall.
You've got what's basically recall, which is and then you have what's essentially a no clip command.
Oh yeah,
it seems like a cheat
what
code
are you
almost.
talking about?
It's basically it's no clip. It's a cheat code that you can just use to just ascend, which is super cool. So you're given all these super cool abilities, and then there's no bomb ability, but you can attach. And there's in Breath of the Wild you've got 5 arrow types or something like that. But in Tears of the Kingdom you can literally attach any of your ingredients to an arrow and turn it and make it do something new and unique. Yep. So the fuse ability, right? And so it just allows a limitless creativity in things that you're doing with your weapons, things that you're building, and ways to solve problems. So there's not just one way to solve a problem, right? Like you could do things that the developers clearly didn't intend for you to do, but they did such a good job in their their quality assurance, their bug checking, that it doesn't break the game, but it's cool that you're able to do it, And Breath of the Wild is a lot about exploring, trying to find it takes a long time to get places, which I think is one of the weak points of the game. Honestly, you do a lot of climbing, whereas Tears of the Kingdom, the map starts out as undiscovered, but it's so easy to quickly discover it and able to move around. You've got, instead of towers you have to climb, you've got towers that once you do maybe a small side quest to get it operational, it'll just shoot you into the sky, right?
So
You can
cool.
just
I've
fly
seen that
around.
cutscene. It's like I love that cutscene so much. I didn't even think about. Oh yeah, they have ascend. They can't just have towers that you can climb because that doesn't work.
It might work on a tower, because for ascend to work, you have to have like an overhang
towers
or something.
have that. Like they have ledges that you would climb up to restore your stamina anyway.
But what you would do if you need to get on top of something is you just fast travel up to one of the shrines in the Sky Islands. You just jump off, right?
You can just fly.
And you can just glide there, or if it's kind of far away, you can build some sort of flying plane vehicle that'll take you right there wherever you want to go. So it's not difficult to get places. It doesn't feel like they artificially, So you start the game. Maybe this isn't a spoiler because it's literally the beginning of the game. But you start the game with three full stamina circles, and 20 hearts or whatever. And then by the end of the intro, you've lost all of that. So it's very organic the way you start out the game, and even though you've lost all that, it doesn't feel like you're starting over after Breath of the Wild. It feels like just an improvement in every way. So super creative. The physics simulation, awesome. Even if you don't like the story, which I thought the story was really good, but it's worth playing it just to tinker around with things, in my opinion. And beautiful vistas too,
I'm very excited to play the game after I hopefully beat Breath of the Wild. Maybe, possibly.
How far are you now?
I am 2 Divine Beasts in. I've got 3 of the 12 memories, and I want to collect all those. I think I'm at like 20 of the 120 shrines, and I want to do all those.
Yeah, I never did all the shrines in Breath of the Wild. I did maybe 60, 50 or something like that.
I think I'm about halfway through, like, maybe not halfway, like 40% through beating the game. So I got a week, or I'll just wait to play Tears of the Kingdom until I finish Breath of the Wild.
You better get on that, and you're not going to want to go back.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
Tears
That's
of the
why I
Kingdom.
want
That's my
to play all
experience.
Breath of the Wild first. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Brian, thanks for coming on. I don't think you have anything to promote other than good, healthy living choices.
Yeah, do that. Get exercise, eat your green vegetables, as Spider-Man would say.
Exercise, eat your greens, play Sonic Adventure 2. Do those things, and you will live a happy and healthy life. Thank you, Brian, for coming on. We probably will have another episode covering Tears of the Kingdom once I've played it more, because I want to talk about it. This is like just the preview, I guess.
I'm going to give Breath of the Wild another shot because I want to see if it's interesting to me again. So I'm definitely going to try it again.
It's better once you get the paraglider. If you've only been 2 hours in, you probably don't even have the paraglider.
Nope. Yeah, so that's we'll keep updating you on how you as in the listener. I don't know if we'll keep updating Bryant specifically, but we'll be talking about our journey through Zelda, a game that came out 6 years ago. We're very caught up with the times here. That's why we had Brian on. Speaking of caught up with the times, before we leave, we're going to do our post show for the Patreons only. So if you want to listen to the post show, our topic is emulating games good, or should you play it on actual Switch hardware? So yeah, we're gonna go into that, but before we do that, thank you all, everybody who's listening, and make sure to click the link in the description below to join our Discord so you can listen to us record this live and leave us questions like all those wonderful people in the